LEGO is dying. Or at least that's what many fans have been saying in recent years. Prices have risen uncontrollably, quality is no longer the same, and creativity has been forgotten. Something is happening with the company, and it's not just a feeling. There are clear signs that LEGO is changing, and maybe not for the better. Today we're going to analyze what's really happening with LEGO, what the company is doing to prevent its possible downfall, and most importantly, whether there's still hope for its future. Let's get started. Take Bionicle, one of the most beloved lines among fans. It was a hit in the 2000s and helped save LEGO from bankruptcy, but the company decided to discontinue it. In 2023, they released a Bionicle set as part of a promotion, but it was just a basic build using LEGO Creator Bricks, with nothing special about it. It was a tease for fans hoping for a real return of the line. Another example is LEGO Space, which in the past featured iconic series like Classic Space, M-Tron, and Ice Planet. However, instead of bringing back these concepts, LEGO prefers to include small references within sets from other themes, without investing in a standalone line. The same goes for LEGO Castle and Pirates. These were some of the most popular themes of the 1980s and 1990s, but now only receive sporadic sets in the form of limited editions or ideas sets. And when they do launch, they tend to be extremely expensive, like the Lion Knights Castle, which costs $400. This problem goes beyond nostalgia. It's not just about bringing back classic lines, but also about LEGO's move away from original concepts. Before, every year we saw the launch of a new line with a fresh story and unique characters. Today, the company seems to play it safe, relying on franchises with large fan bases instead of taking risks with new ideas. The best example is LEGO Star Wars. Since 2000, more than 900 Star Wars sets have been released, and the number continues to grow each year. By comparison, any original LEGO line rarely lasts more than 10 years before being discontinued. The big question is, has LEGO lost its creative essence? The sets are still high quality, but it increasingly resembles a merchandising company rather than a company that creates its own worlds. But this isn't the only problem. LEGO has not only stopped innovating, but its target market is also changing. It seems to no longer be a toy for children, but an exclusive product for wealthy adult collectors. Let's see why. LEGO has always been a creative brand. From its beginnings, it has championed original ideas, creating worlds like Bionicle, Exo-Force, Ninjago, and LEGO City, which became iconic lines. But in recent years, this has changed dramatically. LEGO has stopped taking risks with new concepts and seems to rely increasingly on popular franchises like Star Wars, Marvel, and Harry Potter. If we look at LEGO's current catalog, most of its best-selling sets are from third-party licenses. This wouldn't be a problem if LEGO continued to innovate with its own ideas, but the reality is that many of its original lines have been abandoned or lost prominence. The best example is LEGO Star Wars. Since 2000, more than 900 Star Wars sets have been released, and the number continues to grow each year. By comparison, any original LEGO line rarely lasts more than 10 years before being canceled. But the real question is, why did LEGO stop focusing on original ideas? The answer is simple. Licensing deals are a guaranteed way to make money. Every time LEGO releases a Star Wars or Marvel set, they already know it will sell. There's no risk, no need to create new characters, build a story, or invest in marketing for something unfamiliar. Instead, they rely on brands that already have massive fan bases. This shift started back in 1999 when LEGO took a huge gamble with the first Star Wars sets. At that time, the company had never produced sets based on movies, but the Star Wars theme quickly became one of their best-selling lines. Seeing this success, LEGO continued to acquire more licenses, gradually shifting away from their original content. Today, LEGO's reliance on franchises has become so extreme that most of their biggest releases each year come from external brands. Think about it. When was the last time LEGO introduced a completely new theme with an original concept, characters, and storyline? The impact of this shift is more than just financial. LEGO has stopped telling original stories. In the early 2000s, themes like Bionicle, Exo-Force, and Atlantis came with detailed lore, comics, and even animated series. Now, most licensed sets only recreate existing scenes from movies or video games, without any unique narrative of their own. Another major issue is that licensing limits creativity. In the past, LEGO designers had complete freedom to create whatever they wanted. Now, when working with companies like Disney or Warner Brothers, every detail needs approval, reducing innovation and making sets feel repetitive. What's even more frustrating is that despite this reliance on franchises, LEGO has ignored licenses that fans have been asking for. Many people want LEGO sets based on The Legend of Zelda or Pokemon, yet LEGO refuses to produce them. Instead, they prioritize partnerships that they already have contracts with, leading to a predictable and repetitive catalog. With this strategy, LEGO has stopped taking risks. They no longer create original themes because they know a Star Wars or Marvel set will always sell. But this raises an important question. What happens if these franchises lose popularity? LEGO might be making record profits now, but their lack of innovation could become a serious problem in the future. And that leads us to the next major issue. LEGO has changed so much that it no longer even feels like a toy for kids. Let's see why. A good example is what happened with LEGO Star Wars. Previously, there was a wide variety of small and medium-sized sets that allowed any fan to build iconic ships and scenes without spending too much. Today, most of the most advertised sets are UCS models, or collectible versions not intended for play. Another example is LEGO Technic, a line that was originally focused on teaching engineering principles to children. Now, many of its sets include licenses from luxury car brands like Ferrari, Lamborghini, and Bugatti, with prices exceeding $300. This doesn't mean that LEGO has completely abandoned children, but it has shifted its priorities. There are fewer sets truly designed for play and more sets designed for display. Even within lines like Ninjago or City, the larger and more expensive sets get the most attention, while the smaller sets seem designed without the same level of care. The biggest problem with this is that LEGO is alienating its next generation of fans. Kids who once could start with affordable sets now find themselves facing high prices and limited options. And if LEGO doesn't cultivate its young player base, what will happen when adult collectors lose interest? This shift in focus could be risky in the long run. LEGO has always been an intergenerational brand, but now it seems to be leaving children behind in favor of a more exclusive market. With everything we've seen, the question is inevitable. Is LEGO in decline or simply evolving? Let's close the video with some takeaways. Prices have risen to ridiculous levels. Quality is no longer the same. The company has stopped innovating with original ideas, and it increasingly seems less like a toy and more like a luxury product. Many fans feel that LEGO is moving away from what made it great. But there's another side to the coin. LEGO continues to sell millions of sets each year, has managed to expand to new audiences, and its collaborations with popular brands have been a commercial success. It may not be in decline in terms of sales, but the type of audience it targets is changing. The real question is, do you like where LEGO is going? Do you think these changes are necessary, or are they alienating true fans? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. If you enjoyed this review and want to see more LEGO content, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. See you in the next video.